Everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's the boy Shingy. As usual, you already know what it is. I'm excited to be making this video because I'm going to be sharing a bunch of tips on how to improve your fashion and portrait photography. A lot of the tips I'm going to be sharing, guys, are not necessarily things that you need to go out and do on the field. A lot of them are just to redefine your workflow and the way you kind of go about doing things. And a lot of these tips will also very much inspire you to actually work hard, and it will also help you gain relationships and build a beautiful team, which leads me into tip number one. You need to start working with a team. If you're a fashion photographer or a portrait photographer, it's very important to start sort of socializing and getting connected with makeup artists and hairstylists, because when you bring other creatives into your project, it actually makes the project a lot more concise and very detailed. A lot of these creatives specialize in makeup or hair and all these things, so you're gonna get a totally different look when you have a makeup artist on set and a hairstylist on set. This has drastically improved my photography. It has drastically even improved my workflow and how much time I need in terms of on set, and the things I get to worry about and things I get to focus on. When you're working with the team, your quality drastically improves. If you get your model to sort of do her own hair, it's gonna look very different when a hairdresser does it. Or if you get her to do her own makeup, it's gonna be very different when you have a makeup artist do it, because there's going to be a lot of creativity that is going to be inputted into your content and into your end results and whatever. Aside from all the creative benefits, it also helps with your socialization. It also helps you with being a leader, which is a very big thing, especially for a photo shoot, because when you're working with bigger brands, they're going to expect you to kind of take the head on the big project, or on the whole collection, or on this, you know, very famous person that you need to take a portrait of. You being the photographer, you're gonna have a lot of responsibilities, and being a leader and acquiring leadership qualities is very important. And the best way is to sort of practice with your makeup artist and with your hairstylist, and even with your assistant and all that type of stuff, which ties me into tip number two. So tip number two is having an assistant. Having an assistant is very important, guys, because it maximizes efficiency, and it also alleviates a lot of your tasks and duties. You're able to sort of focus a lot more on the shots, and you're able to sort of scout out the scene and to think more ahead into your project. This is very key, because with maximized efficiency, you're going to be able to get a lot of things done. And a lot of these models that you're going to be working with from an agency, they're going to actually be on a time restraint. You're not going to be able to have them for like 10 hours or 5 hours or however long you're gonna want to have them for. So it's very important to be very efficient. So this also ties into the first tip, which is having a team. When you have a team, you're able to be a lot more efficient, and this is you. So they both kind of tie in together, but having a personal assistant is the most key. So you could kind of like take away from all these other things, or find a way to kind of work with not having like a makeup artist or a hairstylist, but having an assistant is really huge. So a lot of you guys are probably gonna say, Shingy, I don't have enough money to afford an assistant. You don't really need to have an assistant that is paid. You could just have your friend, your sister, your a photographer that likes your work, that just wants to simply come on set to learn and to just get some experience. You'd be very surprised how many people are actually willing to help you out on a shoot, just simply off getting some experience and just being a part of something very creative. So I really highly suggest just putting out an ad on your Instagram story to sort of be like, hey, I'm looking for somebody to assist me. And I guarantee you'd be very surprised on how many people are willing to give you a helping hand for free. So having an assistant is very important to just maximize efficiency and to just get focused on the shoot, which is huge. Trust me, an assistant will definitely change your workflow and improve your work drastically. Okay guys, so tip number 3 is investing in books, photo books, and books that help you learn photography. One of the books that really helped me learn photography and light metering and using a light meter is Ansel Adams' book. This is really good. The Negative, really beautiful book. It teaches you in depth on how to meter and how to use your light meter and the different types types of light meters. This is huge because metering is actually a very big part of your photography. So getting all the knowledge from this pro, which is a legendary photographer, is very key, because like I said, the better your metering is, the better results you're going to be able to get. And the more you're intentionally metering, the more you're going to be able to sort of work with your film and also be able to bring out different characteristics out of your film. Or let's say in a different situation where it's like shadows, highlights, you're able to sort of know by looking at the scene what you want to pull out of the image, or what you want to compensate, or what you want to meter for. And this is huge because your results are going to be more consistent, and you're going to be able to get better results just in general. Metering is so key, and Ansel Adams really helped me understand that quite a bit. I haven't even completed the whole entire book, but I'm gonna be going back to kind of refresh a lot of this stuff. A lot of it has graphs. It has a lot of like really cool information. It's really in depth in terms of like the lessons it's teaching on light metering and all the examples. There's so many graphs and beautiful photos and all that type of stuff. Sorry. So another book is a photo book. For me, my favorite photographer is Peter Lindbergh. I've learned so much fashion photography from this book. To be honest, it's one of the reasons why I love black and white, because he's my favorite photographer. He's almost like a mentor to me, you know? And this is huge because when you have something to reference and learning from the old photographers, you are able to really take some inspo from them and to actually learn. And when you have a tangible book like this, you're able to see the work in a different light. You're able to see the textures a lot more. You're able to see the formats, and you're able to engage with the work a bit more, and you get to a different feel of what it's like to sort of shoot film in different scenarios and how pretty much like work prints out. So getting photo books is really key. I highly suggest Peter Lindbergh for anybody that's into portraiture and fashion photography. There's also another one that I really like called The New Black Vanguard. Beautiful book. It has several photographers in there. It is a lot of African-American photographers from around the world that contributed to this book, which is really beautiful. One of them is Tyler Mitchell, and another one is Campbell. There's a lot of beautiful photographers that you could learn from and sort of get inspired by, and really highly suggest having photo books. Okay, so last tip is get into Photoshop. I know this one could be a little bit controversial, very subjective as well, but again, I'm just sharing the things that really helped me improve a ton. And the second I got out of Lightroom into Photoshop, my work drastically improved. I understand that a lot of people are really good with Lightroom in terms of retouching, but there's so many things that you could do in Photoshop that are a lot easier. And the AI in Photoshop is drastically better. Let's say you're doing your healing. It's a lot faster because the AI is made literally just for skin retouching. I found that when I was using Lightroom, the AI in Lightroom was not necessarily for more in-depth retouching. The program was not able to sort of grab skin or guess really accurately on how you're healing your skin. And there's so many other tools like the patch tool, very important tool to sort of use, and you could use that for so many various things to improve your retouching. So aside from that, there's also several color grading tools you could use. There's a selective color tool, which is huge. There's another one which is the color balance tool. Another big tool that you could use to get better colors. So getting out of Lightroom is quite challenging and daunting, but there's so many tutorials you guys can get on YouTube. And if you guys want me to create tutorials on my Photoshop workflow, comment down below. I would absolutely love to show you guys my workflow. And I also do like a lot of live streams where I'm kind of showing you guys my screen and I'm just kind of doing some background work, and you're able to kind of follow along. But if you guys want a video, comment down below. But Lightroom, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, guys. I use Lightroom for basic things that don't need retouching, like street photography or photos of my friends, because it's just very quick and easy and on the fly. Photoshop, if I'm working with the client, it's very important that I'm able to get in there and really do some detailed retouching and some detailed adjustments. So yeah, getting into Photoshop is the last tip. What do you guys do to improve your photography or to improve your workflow or productivity when making photographs? I'm really curious because I'm always open to learn new techniques and new ideas to sort of improve my photography. So please comment down below. Let's start a discussion. I'm really curious to know what you guys do. If you guys really like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, give it a thumbs down and hit the subscribe button. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I really love you. Thank you guys again. I really appreciate you. Follow me on Instagram and Shop by Shingy. Check out my portfolio, www.shopbyshingy.com. And I'm also working on a zine called Fashion and Faces. Very, very beautiful zine. I'm really excited. It's going to be coming fall/winter. I still don't even have a date, and I'm trying to like really make sure this gets out in the next 2 months. But if it's not gonna get out the next 2 months, I'm just gonna bring it out whenever it's ready. But with that being said, thank you guys again. I really appreciate you, and I hope this video helped. Bye.